Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time, here to talk about all things professional wrestling. Hope you guys are having a great midweek. It is Thursday today. Tomorrow is Friday. So thank God we got through it all, which is, 1010% great. Can't wait to, get to the weekend. Hope you guys have some great weekend plans all set up and rearing and ready to go. So, yeah, let's go and jump on into it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We have a great show for you today, all lined up today. We're going to talk about AEW Dynamite. We're also going to talk about my Thursday night wrestling preview. We're going to talk about Ring of Honor, also TNA wrestling. And then we're going to talk about Joe Hendry's future in the WWE and NXT. And then we're going to talk about Samantha Irving and the recent, the everything, the negative publicity she's been getting because of the photos on social media and stuff like that. We're not going to get too crazy. We're not going to get, obviously, we're not going to get too graphic or anything like that. I don't know, we're just going to talk a little bit about it, like how it kind of reflects on, how it's kind of been within the world wrestling industry, like, in the present, the past, and perhaps maybe even the future. So, and fifth and final segment, we're going to talk about wrestlers who absolutely despise using social media. So, it's interesting to kind of go from, someone who's using social media as, to an advantage as opposed to, people who absolutely hate using social media. But before we move on and do any of that, I want to remind you guys to use that super chat. Use the super chat. We love hearing from you guys during the show. Whether if it's got a burning question or a hot take about professional wrestling, or it's just something you've been dying to share, we are all here, ears at the GSMC Sports Network. This show is all about keeping the conversation lively and making sure your voice is part of the mix. And so don't be shy. Drop your thoughts inside the chat. And if you really want to make sure your comment or question gets noticed, why not use the super chat? Just hit the dollar sign below the chat box, send in your message, and it's guaranteed to get featured on the show. Plus, it's a great way to support our channel. Your chats helps us keep the lights on to bring you even more juicier wrestling content. We are so grateful for each and every one of you who joins us here. Your support makes a lot of difference. So let's keep the conversation going. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And together, we'll make sure this show is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. And if the super chat, obviously not your thing, you can hit up the tips and donations link at the gsmcpodcast.net. Give me, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Give me some of your hot takes in terms of professional wrestling. Once again, here at the GSMC Sports Network, we do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity 1,010% of the time. So, yeah, make sure you Superman punch the like and subscribe button to the show so we can, kind of get it going here. Get it going. All right, first we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite. It kicked off pretty crazy. It kicked off, it was Dynamite. It was pretty cool. We started off with the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné take on Hikaru Shida. Shida obviously is, she's a past AEW World Women's Champion. So, she definitely brought the fight to Mercedes Moné. And kind of like what I thought was going to happen, I knew that I kind of knew that Camille was going to get involved. She got involved once, she got involved twice, and obviously the third time was the charm, which got Mercedes Moné the victory, which was kind of crazy. But after the match, then you had Britt Baker's music, go viral, it hit. But it was kind of funny how Camille thought the person in the mask was essentially Britt Baker, threw them over the barricade and started beating the holy hell out of her. But it turns out it wasn't. It wasn't her. It was just a fan in a mask. And then Britt Baker came from behind and put Mercedes Moné in a submission that could possibly get her the TBS championship at All-In. So, that's going to be a great match. It's going to be a great match right now. I kind of see Britt Baker, kind of having the upper advantage here on Mercedes Moné. Mostly, I know, a lot of people on wrestling social media, like they kind of, they compare it to, kind of like Charlotte Flair versus, Sasha Banks when she was doing her thing. But at the same time, I don't know. It just, I buy it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying Britt Baker is any less of a superstar as opposed to Charlotte Flair. Obviously the daughter of Ric Flair. But obviously there's some discrepancies and stuff like that. But if these two women are going to go out there and put on some great A matches for the fans, like hell, why not? Like just would have no problem kind of doing that. So definitely love and respect Hikaru Shida, giving it all she's got. But thanks, because friends help you. Friends help you. Obviously, she's the heel. That's something Mercedes Moné has in her back pocket, and that's the reason why people dread and hate her and want Britt Baker to win the championship. Next, we had Jay Lethal take on Hangman Adam Page. The fight started backstage before it started inside the ring. I thought that was kind of cool. He once again attacked Jeff Jarrett, but Jay Lethal was able to. He started off strong. He hit five straight suicide dives. I thought, there was a time where I was like, you know what, maybe Jay. And then as soon as after that, then Hangman Adam Page absolutely gained control right away. So I was like, okay, poor Jay Lethal kind of had his 5 moments of fame there, and now we're back to reality. But he put up a hell of a fight. But we have Hangman Adam Page building up momentum for a match with Swerve Strickland, maybe at All Out, perhaps. But you know, this whole edge with Hangman Adam Page, I know that he wasn't. I knew he wasn't going to come back and join the elite. I knew that would have been. I thought that would have been really, really stupid in my opinion. I'm glad he's kind of going out there, doing his own thing, not giving a damn about, who he hurts, not giving a damn about all the supporters he may or may not be getting. But, Hangman Adam Page is on a mission. I would love to see a match with him and Swerve. Obviously, I would not want to see it for the AEW World Championship because I feel like, I don't think that they would give the championship right away to Hangman Adam Page. Although, well then I'm over here talking as if he's already defeated Bryan Danielson at All-In, so we don't know if that's going to happen. But it's kind of speculating. This match is probably going to happen in the future. Will Swerve be champion? Like, who knows? But all in all, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Next, we had an MJF Will Ospreay promo that was pretty good. Will Ospreay, went to his home country because MJF was there, fighting or something like that, and he was attacking his best friend. He came and complete shocker. So I thought that was pretty badass. Pac seemed pretty pissed off and wanted to have his Wembley Stadium moment, but it was ultimately taken away because Will Ospreay, he invoked his rematch clause, and he is the number one contender for that AEW International Championship. So, kind of crazy. Next, we saw Jack Perry attack Darby Allin, almost dropped the roof, almost through like this big. I don't know. It was crazy, but thank God he was stopped. Obviously, nobody got hurt. It seemed like there was a lot of promos, a lot of backstage promos, during tonight's AEW Dynamite. Obviously, 2 more weeks heading toward All In, so it's not really that much of a surprise. But I don't know. Kind of wanted to see a little more action and inside the ring. But there was a lot of good matches. There was a lot of good matches. So Jack Perry admits that he wants to fight Darby Allin, so he has no excuses. So he challenges him to a coffin match. Can't wait to see what a coffin match entails. My guess is maybe like a casket match, but I don't know if that's coined by WWE. But we're gonna have a coffin match. It should be pretty cool. It should be pretty cool. Next, we have the number one contender spot. Well, the number one spot in the Casino Royale Gauntlet match. We had freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy taking on Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Overall, it was a great match. It was an amazing match. You even saw the Undisputed Kingdom get involved. Then you saw the conglomeration. You saw Tomohiro Ishii, uh, Ishii or something. Oh my God, he pronounced his name differently, but I was like, damn, I gotta remember to that's not the right way to pronounce the name. Ishii, I think it was Ishii, but no, it was kind of cool. It was pretty badass. Obviously, you saw the conglomeration come out and back up their dudes, send the undisputed Mike Bennett, Matt Taven packing. I loved seeing that. Would love to see them fight in a tag team match. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy could team up with Kyle O'Reilly, or maybe Tomohiro Ishii could team up with or Kyle O'Reilly. That'd be pretty cool. Then we had another promo. We had the Claudio Castagnoli talking about Kazuchika Okada. They sat down with Renee Paquette, but I think Claudio kind of he's been using he used this I don't know this notion that Kazuchika Okada is not taking it seriously his role in AEW seriously. Ever since he got signed, he's kind of been the lackey for the elite, and I think 1,010% that's true. And he told Renee Paquette, he said, "I want to face the true Rainmaker." He wants it to give him 1,010%, which is pretty badass. For the AEW Continental Championship next week on Dynamite, but I don't know. I see the same thing that Claudio sees. Okada's not the same guy. He's not the same guy ever since he made it to AEW. He's now, now he, curses a bunch. I feel like he's been using the B word way too much to a point where it's like, all right, like we get that, you kind of use language to be, "Oh, you're a badass," like, what I mean, oh, you're so damn cool. But I don't know. Having these guys in their prime fighting each other would be pretty cool. But this match, I feel like, will be interrupted by the elite, and it's just gonna, just be terrible. It's just gonna be a terrible. I don't know. But then again, I could be wrong. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Next, we had a Christian Cage promo talking about the Trios Championship, how he called the match fair and square. Oh my God, Christian Cage is so full of himself. Says he's gonna hold all the titles in AEW at the same time. I don't, it's I don't believe in Christian Cage. I really honestly don't. But hey, you gotta love his confidence. Next, we saw Hook speak. He called out Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho came out. Then you saw the learning tree, and then he called a Hook a stupid idiot. That was obviously he called him a stud. You are a dumb sob. Like it was classic heel Chris Jericho. So I feel like you know because I had my doubts about their lineage tree. Being brutally honest, I honestly didn't think that it was working. Big Bill. It was kind of crazy. How Hook called him a big, B word rhymes with which. I thought that was pretty funny. And he was like, you know what, I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna put you right up. Taz is like, it was funny promo. I thought it was pretty great. I thought it was pretty great. It got. I think. Oh my God, who was laughing? I think I heard Tony Schiavone laughing. I think it was him, but I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." It was a good promo. Overall, it was great. Setting up a match next week. He fights Big Bill, but at AEW All-In, he takes on Chris Jericho for that FTW championship. But if he loses, he will no longer be a part of Chris Jericho's life. He cannot challenge Chris Jericho. It's over. It's over. So, kind of crazy how that all worked out. Last thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the AEW World Tag Team Championship match between the Young Bucks and the former champs, the Acclaim. You know, we knew that the Young Bucks were going to win. Still being brutally honest, I don't think they're the same team. When they signed AEW or when they created AEW. I don't know. I don't think they're the same dudes. They just seem like they have lost their way inside the ring. They've lost their way backstage, cutting promos and stuff like that. This whole thing with the elite, like it's to the point where I feel like most of the fans are just waiting for something to die. And if for a successful wrestling, like, promo or successful wrestling storyline or a heel faction to kind of be successful, you kind of have to have some people like kind of backing it up a little bit. Like, what I mean? Even during the whole McMahon Helmsley era, like people still liked, Triple H and they still liked the DX and the Suck It and the X Pac and the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn and stuff. There were still fans. I honestly think that there's, right now you have nobody rooting for the elite. And by all means, maybe this could be a way for them to be like, okay, so it's working. I don't know. For me, I feel like it's not. But that's just me, obviously. If you have something, obviously different, send it in the chat. Tell me how you feel about that. So I don't know. It was just, all overall it was a good dynamite. I liked it. But I don't know. It's just, just that main event was a little all right, so we're going to move on. We're going to talk about our Thursday night wrestling preview, jumping into the world of TNA and the Ring of Ring of Honor. So stay tuned, grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite type of flavor of juice boxes. I don't know. I have kids now, so there's juice everywhere. I've been on this. I've been on an apple juice kick lately. For a while, I was on berry juice, and now we have the Capri Suns, the Pacific Coolers that are pretty damn delicious, to be honest. So, maybe snag one of those during the break. But hey, anything you want to grab, join us for more wrestling at the GSMC Sports Network. We'll be right back.